it up. I'm going to talk to you guys, let you guys know what's coming up. We're in a new month. It's March, so March Madness. We got some awesome guests that are coming to us this month. Um, we have Dr. Brent Lewis, who's going to be coming to us from Fayetteville State University. He's an A&T alumni. Um, he's worked at UNCG, Fayetteville State, North Carolina Central, and a few other colleges and university background in adult education. And so he accomplished pretty much a lot of this before he even hit the age of 30. He's still a millennial. So he's going to come with us later this month and share a lot of insight as far as education, things to look for, and talk about some of the work that he's done as far as being a mentor as well, and just how stepping out on faith and going out after opportunities and how it's never too late. So he's going to be with us later this month. Then we have another guest that's going to be with us this month. Her name is Reverend Monique Natalia Lewis. She is a singer, songwriter, and producer. She's a recorded gospel artist, and she's wrote different things. She's wrote different music for other artists, other gospel artists, and done many different works from here to Oklahoma. She's a graduate of Oral Roberts University, and so she'll be sharing with us her journey as it pertains to stepping into her destiny and walking in her purpose, and how she did that at such a young age, and being a young woman, and a lot of the things that come along with it. And so our third guest that we're going to have this month, later on this month, is going to be Reverend Kevin McNeil as well. He is a campus pastor at Lynchburg College, and so he's coming to us out of the lovely state of Virginia. He's also a pastor of Mount Zion. Originally, he's from Florida, so he's bringing a lot of different viewpoints, a lot of different angles. He's done a lot of different work between different denominations, and he's very keyed into assisting millennials and young adults in developing who they are. He's also, he also carries that Q background. So, fraternities are things that we like to celebrate: brotherhood, sorority, sisterhood, and so. Those going to be our guests on Beast Mode Mindset this month. And so over the next couple of weeks, just stay locked into the page and stay locked into my personal page. You will see as I highlight those individuals and let you know their exact dates on when they're going to come on. But those are the three guests that we'll have on later this month. And so we're still doing our millennials. That's going to be coming up. And I'm just giving you guys a run through of what's going to be coming up and going on, because Beast Mode Mindset, if you guys called in tonight, you realized that it was a different number. And so officially we're celebrating, and we're happy to say that we're launched on Mad Radio Station. And so just like we say, let's get it, let's go Beast Mode, we're saying we're getting mad in 2018 and going forward. And MAD it really stands for motivated and dedicated. So I need you to be in beast mode, and after you're in beast mode, just stay there and get mad. Just get mad. Get motivated and dedicated to your purpose, to your vision, to walking in your destiny and what it is that you need to do. And so I came to you guys last week, and I let you know that there have been some things going on with me, and I was going to share, because we're all family, and it's necessary that we share. And so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what's going on and give you an update. But before I do that, we're going to kickstart our little hype session off. It's a motivational party tonight. And so this is a song that you guys have heard plenty of times before and over again. But, I remind you that we're not turning back. And so what we're going to go into is I ain't turning back, because we're not turning back to 2017. We're not turning back to 2016. We're not turning back to the things that we used to do anymore. And so after the song, I'll be back with you guys. I'll share a little bit more, and we're going to keep it going and play some more music tonight. Like I said, it's all about positivity. It's all about motivation. I'm excited to be launching Get Mad radio station, and not just radio station, but Get Mad TV. And so, once again, as always, thanking SRBN, thanking the kids, the Evans, and Rook Life broadcasting. It's all one family and all great people. So I'll be right back with you guys right after this.
Hey, Juice. This sounding like an anthem, man. Them horns got me feeling real heroic right now, baby. Yes. This my 300 music. I'm about to get my Leonidas on, fam. Let's ride in, baby. You riding with me, baby? Let's get it. I got my fool on my own, my head to the sky. I'm going into battle with my horns up high, and I'm through playing games. You can see it in my eyes, and you can go and ask anybody. I'm a real and I ain't turning back. I ain't turning back. I ain't turning back. I ain't turning back. It ain't nothing back. I ain't turning back. You ready, fam? I ain't turning back. I ain't turning back. I ain't turning back. No, I'm on my loop 9. I'm daily dying. Holy Spirit, keep your boy while I'm on the grind. Full on my own, cause I know them darts flying. And I'm through playing games, homie, I ain't lying. I'm walking out the way that I had as a juvenile. But this the plan that God had before I was a child. I'm walking in my destiny, and he protecting me. I'm eating at a table prepared for my enemies. That's my homie, I ain't turning back. You hear me? I ain't turning back. Only thing I'm turning back, homie, is my fitted hat. So go ahead and get your gat. You can go and cock it back when Christ rose up off the grave, and he coming back. And one day I'ma rise with him, meet up in the skies with him. That's why I'm willing to live and even die with him. Brethren all over the world, my horns high with him. Even if it means I death, you know we ride with him. Yeah, my head to the sky. I'm going in the battle with my horns up high, and I'm through playing games. You can see it in my eyes, and you can go and ask anybody. I'm a ride, and I ain't turning back. 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 No.
Young boy flame in the church, about 17. Down the street, dirty things. Down the street, murder scene. So our whole regime hit the knees and we went witnessing. Our plan, lift the key. God's plan is redeemed. He brought my homie back. Now we back on the track, running the same race. We on the same track for the same God who resurrected his son. Reflect on what he's done. Ain't no backwards to run. Where will we go? Back to our graves. Leave a castle for some shackles and being slaves. They don't make no sense. No offense with the statement, man. No offense, that's man. Just like a Jew begging for concentration camps. That's just like us black begging for segregation bags. That's insanity, beautiful Christianity. And true to the planet, removing all our vanity. God forgives, see flaming things. We got our fool on.
My head to the sky. I'm going in the battle with my horns up high. And I'm through playing games. You can see it in my eyes. And you can go and ask anybody. I'm a ride. And I ain't turning back. 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 It ain't no running. Let's get it in, man. I ain't turning back. No, they said it wasn't worth it. That this was worthless. Ain't nothing but hypocrites sitting up in them churches. But I went to God's house and I found my purpose. Now my life's a sacrifice, fam, I'm living worship. Ain't nothing behind but death for me and enemies. That's it. A cemetery or a penitentiary. That's it. That ain't the way I want you to remember me. Never. Now they think of my Lord when they mention me. Homie, this is rider music, survivor music. And I wasn't forced to do this, I was built to do it. And I know it's war ahead, but God gon' get me through it. And I brought my cross with me, gone and nailed me to it. Cause I ain't turning back. I don't care if they got 50 ratchets at me, about to knock off my fitted hat. I ain't turning back. I don't care if they got 50 ratchets on me, gone and knock off my fitted hat. I got my fool on my own, my head to the sky. I'm going in the battle with my horns up high, and I'm through playing games. You can see it in my eyes, and you can go and ask anybody. I'm a ride, and I ain't turning back. 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 to the sky.
This
I'm
war,
going
baby.
in the battle with my horns up.
And when it's
high,
wartime,
and I'm through playing games. You
soldiers
can
go
see
to
it
the
in
front
my
line.
eyes, and you can go and ask
But this one war,
anybody.
we don't gotta
I'm
worry
and
about
I ain't
losing.
turning back. I ain't turning back.
Because it's already
I ain't turning
determined
back. I ain't turning
that
back.
my God
I ain't
gon'
turning
win.
back. I ain't turning back.
That's why we
I
go
ain't
in.
turning back. I ain't turning back. No.
And so we're back, and like I promised, and I said I was gonna highlight it. Um, we're not turning back. We're not turning back to the past. We're not turning back to the way things used to be. We're keeping it moving, keeping it going forward. We're building. We are becoming who we are supposed to be as people, as young adults, and not just as young adults, but um, just as Christians and having that mindset of faith and being strong. Um, so yeah, there's never a need to turn back. And so I promise you guys that I will, kickstart this with a little hype session, and that's one of my favorite songs that I love to listen to. And if I'm not mistaken, my co-host from last week is with me tonight, Warren.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, and so it just feels so good. And I'll say co-host from last week, but you guys know that on Matt Radio Station, we'll have another spin-off show from Beast Mode Mindsets, which is going to be Millennial Talks and Speaks, a lot faster paced, group discussions. We're coming up with solutions, and we're coming in together as
Absolutely.
just, a group of people who really just need inspired to make change and just changing the mindset and planting, seeds of faith and moving forward. And so Warren is the Beast Mode Mind. He is part of the Beast Mode Mindset team. You guys have come to know different ones over the past couple weeks. So Warren G, Breezy,
Yes, ma'am.
Nakia P. Evans, Natalie Robinson, and Kevin Red. Those are all part of the Beast Mode Mindset teams, and so you guys will get to meet them more so now that we have Mad Radio Station, because they're not just a Beast Mode Mindset team, it's a mad network. So we're all getting motivated and dedicated. We're bringing different backgrounds and lifestyles to just to be an inspiration to others and sharing our testimony. Not when things just end, but when things begin. And so Warren is here tonight as just another part of my team, a part of my tribe, a brother. We share a lot of common ground, and so he's here to support me with some things that I'm going to talk about and letting you guys know what's going on. But before I do that, Warren, is there anything you want to say to the Beast Mode Mindset family? I know we haven't jumped into Millennial Speak just yet, but is there anything that you want to go ahead and share with us tonight, just in this little hype session we're having and catching up and seeing what's going on?
Yes. And the thing is about motivation, we all need a little bit of motivation from a day-to-day basis. And simply because, that's something that has to be on a daily basis. It absolutely has to be. If you look at it as a whole, we have to, even when we bathe, we got to do that every day. We got to take showers every day. We got to drive to work every day. So motivation is just a part of life that should be added to just the lifestyle of things. So I'm leaving with a story, and then I'll bounce it back to Crystal. I was talking to a one guy earlier today, and he was telling me about his story, about how, he was going through such a hardship about his situation. People were owing him money, and because of the fact that, he wasn't able to get, that back from the people, it probably put him in a situation where he could barely take care of his family. He was telling me about all this pain, and I had to sympathize with him, but at the end of the day, the one thing that it would have been one thing if I would have said that and agreed with him, but a different side of me said, I need to give this man some type of motivation. So I left him with this. I just simply told him, pain, people look at pain two ways. People look at pain and they feel like it's something that you shouldn't have to deal with. It's something that is a part of life that, if we're living a good life and we're doing the good things positive, then, why should pain come our way? But on the other end of pain, there's another way to look at it. If you go through pain, you take that and turn that into motivation and use that negativity to do something positive with your life. All that pain is just going to do is just fuel itself and make you become stronger for the next chapter in your life. That's what God is trying to do, and He's trying to make you stronger for the next chapter in your life. And in order for you to hear His voice, and sometimes it has to be like that, but He sits us back, and He puts us in a situation where we have to get quiet and we really have to listen to Him. But it's worth it because it's going to make the best out of anybody.
I think that's amazing that you say that. Oftentimes, and I know we talk about this a lot of times at different points in times on Beast Mode. Mine says just with different guests and different things over time, and pain comes in different ways. There's physical pain and burdens that we carry. There's physical pain that you may feel when things happen or something hits you or you encounter something. Then there's mental pain and mental stress of just our mind getting the best of us. And, you're saying a lot because it's important that we focus and we stay on one accord and we keep that team. I can't say it enough. Every time we have a show, we always talk about having a team, having people in your corner. And anytime people repeat things over and over again, it's because it is necessary. It's a vital part of not just being who you are and coming to understand who you are, but it's a vital part of survival. And there's only so much that you can do by yourself. And last time I checked, I do nothing by myself, because even when I'm by myself, I know who woke me up this morning. And so, Beast Mode Mindsets is all about that strong mind, that mind of positivity, and that mind of faith. And so I'm glad you shared that, and I'm glad you took time out of your life to highlight something that was necessary. I know me and you, we work in the same field, and that's part of our relationship of having being in corporate America, and we encounter different situations where people are coming to us with struggles, and we have to do our job, but they're sharing things and they're so heavy, and it's like, well, hey, I'm doing my job, but I want you to understand this. Outside of this, when I clock out, I'm still a person too, and even outside of that, let me just share something with you. Let me just leave you with this. And a lot of times the people that we may deal with or in the roles that we play in our normal 9 to 5, we don't ever see again or talk to again. It's rare that we do. And when you do, it does make you feel just like, hey, I remember you. I remember that voice. I remember when you said something. But not every time you're going to get a second chance to meet somebody again or a second impression. So it's important that when you speak or when people come to you or they feel open enough to just share that part of their life or something that's going on, that you take the necessary time to not just listen, but also to respond back accordingly. And I'm saying that because think about yourself as a person. You don't automatically open up to everyone, but when you do open up to someone, it's something, whether you can say it or not, or explain that as a reason why you connect with them, and you share with them the information that you do. And so when someone comes to you, don't take it as, oh, that was random or spontaneous. Understand that they're coming to you, and maybe they come to you with an issue and looking for a solution. But also to understand that just because they have an issue, that doesn't mean that you can't learn from it. And a lot of times that person is coming to you, or God sends them to you because you're supposed to learn something from them, or or he's putting you through a test. And do you trust me enough to step outside of your own situation and your own stuff and your own self to go ahead and motivate someone else, to go ahead and give them the seeds of faith? And you might not get the water to put sunlight on it and let it grow, but I'm going to send other people to them that are going to do that work. And so I need you to make that initial deposit it's like opening a checking account. They say put $100 in so we can go ahead and get everything activated, send you your card. They're not going to send you nothing until you put that money in that account. So think about that and think about your blessings when people and God sends people your way. Not just you helping them, but sharing a part of what you're going through, because that's your deposit you're putting into your account, and you want your card so you can swipe and be able to use it and set up all these other type of transactions. Okay, you got to make an initial deposit. You got to take the first step. And so don't ask God for something. Don't go to the bank and ask for an account that you ain't going to put no money in. So don't ask God for purpose and for destiny and for everything else in life if you're not going to go through the process. And we talked about that last week, and we're always talking about it. We call it different things at different points in time: testimony, trials, life, whatever you want to label it. But it's the process. You have to trust the process. Don't ask God for stuff that you're not going to sit there and go through. And understand that when you ask God for blessings, we pray all the time, Lord, give me strength, Lord, cover me, Lord, take care of my family. We're always asking. We're always going to Him and doing withdrawals, but we're not doing deposits. We're not coming to Him and saying, I'm giving you my life. I'm giving you full control. I'm giving you my mind, so that way you can sit there and let God multiply it. It's better than a bank account. His interest rate is not even something that you can calculate. Why would you not want to go deposit into that account? I'm just going to say it that way. And I'm using the checking account, because I do work in the financial world, corporate side. So, banking and loans are different things. That's what kind of comes natural. That's my day-to-day 90% of my conversation. But you think about it, a lot of things happen in life. Take time to understand the process and the system that's laid out in front of you. And whether we're talking about accounts, or we're talking about a car, or doing hair, everything has a process. Everything, there's a step. You can't just go wash your hair and don't put the shampoo. Like, you can't just look. I mean, you can try, but it's going to be a mess. And so that's the purpose of saying that. Trying to do things your way and trying to do things out of order always ends us back up in a mess. Or it might not immediately happen, but eventually it happens that way. And so you've got to trust the process, but it's not just trust the process, stay in the process. I don't use this one, and I don't be funny about it. Okay, people get relaxing. Okay, so for those that are not natural, those that get relaxing, I ain't seen nobody skip the process of putting the actual relaxer in, doing the shampoo and conditioner, and saying, oh, I got a relaxer. That's not going to work, because we all know if you shampoo and condition your hair and you didn't put that relaxer in, and your hair is of a certain type and it draws up, you didn't actually get no relaxer. I don't care if you blow dried it and everything out. If the water hit it, it's going to bush back up. And so it lets us know that you didn't put the relaxer in. Think about that with your walk with Christ and your life and the process, and how you may have tried to skip steps, and what did it do? You might have looked cute for a moment, it might have lasted for a moment, but then it always went back to the natural state. And your natural state was a mess to start with. So you got to get your natural state right so you can move forward. And so I'm saying all of that, and I know I'm on my preaching horse tonight, but I'm saying all that because I'm getting ready to share with you guys I started and shared a little bit last Wednesday of my process. I talked about having a lot of energy and having a lot of energy last week, but having slow movements. And basically what it was I was happy to celebrate with you guys. My birthday was the 27th, and I'm going to give you a timeline to understand different things and how they played out and how quick things happen. But like I said, I trust God in the process, right? So we're on the 27th. It's my birthday. At midnight, birthday ends. I'm officially 29, and I thank God I'm 29. Don't look 29. Don't, I hope I look this way 20 years down the road. But so I'm 29, and then we're on the 28th day of February. I go in for a follow-up appointment for something I noticed abnormal on my chest on the right side. And so I noticed one thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, no big deal. I'll get to my appointment early. This is how it's gonna go, and I'll be out because I'm about to go get me some breakfast and everything. Well, I go to my appointment. Things didn't go quite the way I thought they were gonna go Wednesday morning. So I went in for one abnormality, and by 10 o'clock, I found out there were 6. And it wasn't just on my chest. It was under my right arm as well. And so we went from, oh, okay, just a quick little follow-up, and we'll see, oh, no big issue, to I need to see you back at 2:30. We need to do a little in-house something. I need to get some, some samples, and I just want to check and make sure everything's okay. And so I'm like, oh, okay, and, following that process. And so it's weighing on me because I'm just like, okay, I walked in with 1 and I'm walking out with 6. My mind is completely blown, and you tell me come back at 2:30, and you're talking about doing something that's going to put me in pain. You're like, normally we do this. We only do 1 or 2, but you got to have 4 different, 4 different biopsies. And so it's like, I'm not going to lie, it's going to hurt. That's going to be a lot. Because generally a person only has 1 or 2. And I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm saying? It's Wednesday, and I'm already hyped because this beast mode, you know what I'm saying? Beast mode is not just something I talk about on air when I'm talking to my beast mode family and you guys and listeners, but it's me in general. Anybody that spends any time with me and knows me, I'm a sweet person, but it's all about, like, let's get it, let's go. Like, we got to keep it moving. Like, whatever you got to do, let's go ahead and do it. And it's not necessarily rushing, but it's being eager and having the appetite for just doing what needs to be done and not wasting time, because there have been times in my life where I've wasted time. So that's where that comes from, that drive. And I've watched people waste time, and it genuinely hurts me. And I watch people take their time when I couldn't do nothing about it, and so that bothers me. And so that's where beast mode just originates from. It's in my DNA. It's in my bloodstream. I eat it, and I live it, I breathe it, and that's who I am. And so I'm like, okay, y'all do what you got to do. I don't care if that's all you do is 1 or 2 on people. But we got to do 4, we got to do 4. So I laid there 2.5 hours and then still had more tests to do after that. So I left Wednesday, go to my car. Battery, car don't crank. Battery did. So then I got to wait till all that in pain. Only can use 1 arm. I'm just going to be honest. And so, I'm getting a little frustrated. And I'm like, you know what, calm down, because maybe you don't need to just go rushing off in the first place. Maybe you need to sit there, because I was trying to be, let's just say, I was trying to be extra strong and like, oh, I got this. I'm going there by myself. God had me to sit. I had to wait. Because the thing is, sometimes we get so far ahead of ourselves, we want to just reach out there and do it on our own. And, oh, I got this, I got this, I got this. And even in that moment, God was like, no, I need you to take a second and realize what's going on and what just happened. Because you walked in with one thing and you're walking out feeling a different type of way. And so I need you to rest up a second. So because of that, my car didn't crank. Y'all might not look at it like that, but that's how I look at it, because I had to go back and think about what was actually going on. And so, yeah, I get home and everything else. And then, so the very next day, March 1st hits. And so my daughter, she's been experiencing some health issues the past few months, and we had our first appointment at the cardiologist. Now, mind you, I still need to slow down because I'm going to this appointment that's not even mine, but I'm in pain from the day before, restricted movement, can't pick up stuff, can't do too much of anything, and that's completely fine. But even in that moment, I'm a mother, and so I'm putting my feelings aside, I'm putting everything else aside to be there with my daughter and to show her it don't matter what's going on, girl, you rock it till the wheels fall off. I don't care what doctor's office we go in and what they say or what they see. We trust God first, and we trust the process, and just how things are part of my testimony, they are part of hers. So we get to Friday, I go back to work, still in pain and things of that nature, and just some awesome people. Like I said, my team, my tribe are awesome. My family is awesome and phenomenal, but I'm telling you, the team of people that I'm connected with, are just awesome individuals. And so those that did know at that point in time, the testing and things that were going on, they reached out to me and they were just like, well, how's everything? Did you hear anything back? And I was just like, no, I haven't. It's just like, well, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Let me help you understand this. Part of being in beast mode and part of being the person I am, Christian Renee, or however you want to say it, Crystal, I am a realistic person. And so my understanding of life and things are when tests are out or things are out, I trust God for the process, and everything may not always come back perfect like you expect it to. And sometimes I'm going to be honest and say this, you don't want everything to come back perfect, because if everything always come back perfect, you ain't got nothing to do, you ain't got nothing to grow on, and I mean, you're just going to be stuck and be the same person. So Friday evening, I was at work. I got a phone call. I missed it. My heart started pounding. I'm getting nervous. I'm trying to calm down. And I go into the room, and I let my manager know I need to take this call. I'm waiting on some results. And they already knew, because I love my manager and supervisor, because we have the same faith and belief. And so they pour into me even when I don't even feel like I need it, but they still pour into me, and they're just awesome people and awesome women, awesome individuals. And so in literally 30 seconds, my whole life changed, because on Friday evening, as I was sitting in that room by myself, and let me remind you, I'm not by myself, God's with me. I'm sitting in that room, and I hear the words, well, Crystal, we just want to let you know that all your samples came back positive for breast cancer. And so reality hits. I'm 29. I'm a mother of 3. I couldn't be at a better place in life as it pertains to business and everything else. I talked with my guests about their testimonies and trials, and this ain't the only thing I've dealt with in life, but this is probably one of the hardest things that's hit closest to home. And it's funny because everything else has always been a build, and I feel like it's been a build up to this part. And so my life completely changed in those 30 seconds of her saying that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm be honest, y'all. Beast Mode family, I had a meltdown. And let's just be honest. We're all human, and we have a set of emotions. And when you get news that you felt you were bracing yourself to hear in case you had to hear it, but when you actually hear it, it does something to you. And I'm not going to lie, by the time I hung up the phone, I felt like I just woke up and I breathed life again for the first time all over. Like I immediately felt different. And it was feeling different in many different ways. It was feeling different in the sense that I was sad at first, then I felt upset, and then I had to remember. I had to remember who I am. And who I am is simply this. I'm a child of God. And at the end of the day, God has always provided and made a way. He wakes me up in the morning. He wakes all of us up in the morning, and that's my ultimate belief. And so different things started coming to me. Things that we've talked about on the show, things I've talked about with guests, things I've asked God for. And I remember I went back to that Wednesday when I was laying in the room and having that small procedure done in office, and I was by myself, laying there, and by myself meaning no family was there, and I was listening to, matter of fact, I was listening to just my whole Christian rap playlist and everything else. I tried listening to my classical music and stuff, and it just won't work, and it was just a little too sad. And I'm like, no, if they're doing all this work, and I'm completely awake, I need to get hyped. I need to be hyped over here, and I'm humming. And she's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm humming." It hurt, but I was humming my songs and everything else. And so going back to that, and there was some different things that came to me during that time, laying on the table, just going through that small procedure. And I was just like, I'm in pain, but I can't imagine how Jesus Christ felt being on the cross. and being pierced in the side, and his arms stretched out wide, and his hands being nailed to the cross. And I was sitting up there for a moment, and I was like, how dare I be selfish and sit up here and cry and whine because of all of this pain, and like, why me, why me, why me, when Jesus did it for us all. So those were some of the things, that thoughts that started coming to me. And then I felt a wave of peace as well. Not going to say I wasn't scared, but at different points, but I felt a wave of peace. And I had to remember who I was. And God was with me. Like, he was with me in that room. And that's the awesome thing, because he can be with me in the car, but he can be with you guys wherever it is that you're at, and all at the same time. He's omnipresent. And so, yes, I found that out Friday. Friday was a rough day. I felt like I did sleep out a little bit. And so by Saturday, I'm just reaching out to different individuals and having a necessary conversation. I went ahead and made up in my mind that we're not gonna do this going forward. We're not going to just be closed off. Too many times bad things happen to us, and we often want to sit there and be quiet about it and not share it and say, well, when I get through this, I'll share it with somebody. Understand that going through the process, you don't know whether you're going to make it out or not. And I'm having a real moment. So how you going to tell yourself, let me wait to share it when it's over? No, that don't even make sense. You're not guaranteed to even see that process all the way through, because you don't know. You're not God. And so my thing is this: I'm going to share my process with my Beast Mode Mindset family, with my Mad radio station, and Mad TV. And so we're all in this journey together, because I can promise you this: God didn't send me through this trial, through this process, this situation, to go through it alone. And so I'm not gonna go through it alone and act like it's just me by myself. There's somebody else that's supposed to get glory out of this. Somebody else is supposed to learn something from this. And understand this: it don't matter what your age is. If you don't feel good, something don't feel right, you go get checked. You follow up and do what it is you're supposed to do. Just because you don't have a symptom doesn't mean that you don't have a problem. And so it's the same way when it comes to the spiritual context of different things. Just because you go to church and you do this and you show up here, there, doesn't mean that you don't need God and you don't need to study your word just because you can go to Bible study every Wednesday and church every Sunday. You got to feed yourself. You got to get you a tribe, get you a team of people that are going to see you through different situations. Ask God for guidance. He will send them to you. Trust the process. Stay in the process. And I keep saying the process. And it's funny because I got to church on Sunday, and my pastor, Pastor Elder Laney Robertson, because I belong to Monument of Faith, and he starts preaching, stay in the process. Now, you can't tell me I didn't go through all of that previous week and talking about the process and everything else and going through that process of stuff just to start this new process and get to Sunday, and my pastor, who I hadn't even talked to or said anything to yet and didn't have a clue, says stay in the process. And so when you ask God for direction and vision and purpose, understand it's not going to be easy all the time. And when you ask for the next level of your blessings and next level of faith and understanding and your purpose, just understand that he's going to come and test you, but understand he got you. And he's just wanting to make sure that you love me like you say you do, then you're going to trust me regardless. And so it don't matter what's going on or going your way. Keep your eyes focused on me. Keep looking forward. Don't turn back. I'm going to send people who are going to be able to help you physically through life, but spiritually, you keep holding on to me and you stay connected with me, and everything's going to be all right. And I got you. And I remind myself of that daily. And so that's all I want to tell you guys tonight. You know, trust the process, stay in the process. And so we're fighting this all the way out. We're rocking it till the wheels fall off. We getting mad, not just on the radio station, but in life. We're getting motivated and dedicated to our purpose and to taking ourselves to the next level in Christ, with his guidance and his permission, his understanding. Understand the way I acknowledge this health issue is the way I acknowledge my relationship with Christ and with the devil as well. I'll say that because God is real, but the devil is real. But understand this: everybody answers to somebody except for God. The devil can't play around and dibble and dabble no more in your life than God gives him permission to, because we are his kids and he created us. And so when you look at it from that standpoint, I dare not give the devil credit for a health issue coming up in my life. He's not going to get credit and he's not going to get the glory. God gets the glory because it was done by him. It was something that he put in place, and he said, "Oh, okay, Crystal, you asked for these things, and that's fine, that's great, but what is it that you're gonna do? Are you still just as committed to walking out your destiny, your purpose, and are you still just as committed to me as you were when you accepted me in your life at the age of 6, and you had no idea who I was?" There's levels to this thing called Christianity, and to your walk with Christ, and to your faith, and the love that you have for him, because the love that he has for you, you can't put it in a box. You can't contain it. And so he does it all the time. He saves us time and time and time again. And so, you know, just always remember, trust the process. Stay in the process. And we hashtagging it out for the rest of the night, because we're not gonna take it too much. We're not gonna take it too much more deep. I mean, it's let's get it, let's go, beast mode. But we getting mad. It's March Madness. We getting mad all month. We getting mad about everything, and so I love it. It's you guys. This is me. This is who I am. I like taking statements and flipping them around. People want to say, you mad? Are you mad about something? Are you mad? How do you feel? Yeah, I'm mad, but I need to understand what mad means for me. I'm not sad. I'm not sitting around and disappointed. I'm mad. I'm motivated and dedicated. So all I want to say is we're going to eat this up. Let's get it. Let's go. We rocking it out, like I said, till the wheels fall off. It's beast mode. I mean, I'm a female, so it's like Beauty and the Beast. I look nice on the inside, but the way my face is set up, the way my mind is set up, it doesn't matter what my body's going through. I'm going to beast it out. I'm going to stay on beast mode. We all going to stay in beast mode. Ain't no sadness around here. A little bit of tears just for a little bit of pain. Pain is only temporary. But everything that's predestined for me in life is everlasting, and so is my father. And so Nakia P. Evans is an awesome person, and she has this lovely phrase, and she always says, "I'm a daddy's girl." And so I'm going to piggyback off of that tonight. My thing is, I'm a daddy's girl, and I'm staying strong. We're going to stay strong together, and I'm so glad Warren's here tonight. He is just an awesome person. Like I said, not just on my team, but as it pertains to business and shows and everything else, but on my team in life. And in life, you have to have a team of people that are going to see you through and pour into you, even when you don't feel like you need it. And so make sure you pour back, because it's not a one-way street. And so anytime Warren needs me, I'm there for him. And so it goes back and forth. Like I said, it's all love and it's all respect and everything else. And so you guys know I always come up with stuff, even when it's for the show, it's for anything else. So I came up, and Warren helped me come up with it too, because, you know, he had to change my words around a little bit, and that's what a team does. They go, "Oh, that's good, but this could make it great," or whatnot. whatnot. And so I made a post on my Facebook page, and if you're not my friend on Facebook or if you haven't seen it, you can go check it out. And which is just go to Chrissy Renee or the Beast Mode Mindset page or the Beast Mode Mindset group where we post positivity and motivation and different things from day to day. And so I posted a little statement, and there's a picture of the lion face and the breast cancer symbol, because like I said, it's all beast mode. And basically, this is what it says: I don't have time to be sad, which is sitting around disappointed. I get mad, which is motivated and dedicated. So beast mode, 100% activated. I acknowledge enough to treat it, not to be defeated. Beast mode, let's get it, let's go. We fighting pink, but my favorite color is blue. And so, like I said, we rocking it till the wheels fall off. And so I just want to come to you guys tonight and share. Like I said, you're like, well, Crystal, it sounds a little sad. It sounds a little sad. No, it don't. It's not sad. Don't be sad for me. Like, I asked God for some things in life, and I know the sky's the limit. So that just meant I had to go through a little bit more because I asked for a little bit more. And so I'm fine with that, and that's how I look at it. And so he got me. I'm good, and I appreciate you guys. And just, every Wednesday that I'm able to be here, we're going to be here. And if I'm not, there will be something here for you guys to tune into. Like I said, I'm sharing my process. I'm sharing everything with you guys. And so we're all family. And I couldn't ask for anything better. And so we're gonna sign off tonight. I'm gonna let Warren kind of sign us off and get us a little hype. But we're gonna go after Warren comes back to us for a second. We'll sign off tonight, and we're going to end it out with, our theme song for Beast Mode, which is motivation. You guys get hype once it comes on. Jump around your living room, everything else. We team blue over here. My favorite color is blue. I'm sorry. I just don't like pink like that. It's okay for those two, but we fighting the pink on this end. It's the favorite color blue is Chrissy Renee, is Beast Mode, and we getting mad. And so Warren, what you got for us? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to pep us up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need Warren G to like come through. Well, I don't know what happened. I think Warren might have went off, but you know what? At the same time too, you guys want to be back with us at different points, but just understand that you have to trust the process. God is good. God is great. God is awesome. So let's get it. Let's go. Beast mode. Get mad. Beast mode activated 100%, 1,000%. And so I will see you guys next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Well, actually hear you guys. But I will be with you next Wednesday at 9 p.m. And stay tuned. Check out my page for the guests. And as more develops with the radio station and different things open up and opportunities, if you've ever thought about owning your own show and different things will be posted, I will list that information at a later date and time. And so we're going to sign off tonight. Like I said, let's get it. Let's go. Be Smoke Mindset. I love you guys. Take care. And so if you're at home or in the car, wherever, just go ahead and turn it up because we're about to transition on into our favorite song, our theme song here, which is Motivation. You guys have a great night. See you next Wednesday.
I'm about that work. 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 I'm my way. Better get up out my way. Get up out my way. Better get up out my way. Get up out my way. Better get up out my way. What up? What's happening? Okay. What's happening? 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 Let's go. This is pure motivation. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me what you waiting on. This is pure motivation. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me what you waiting on. Everything in life I'ma go hard with it. 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 Push myself to the limit, no holding back. 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 Hands in the air, yeah, this is my moment. Hands in the air, yeah, this is my moment. Hands in the air, yeah, this is my moment. Hands in the air, yeah, this is my moment. Do damage, we do damage. 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 This is pure motivation. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me what you waiting on. This is pure motivation. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me why you waiting. I mean what I say and I say what you waiting on. You gotta go get it, don't sit down now. You gotta go get it, don't sit down now. You gotta go get it, don't sit down now. You gotta go get it, don't sit down now. Another level, take it to another level. 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 Do it, let's go. You can 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 do it, let's go. You are Victoria, I am Victoria. 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 Let's go, this is pure motivation. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me what you waiting on. This is pure motivation. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me why you waiting. Tell me what you waiting on. Do it, you can do it. No excuses, no more losing. Who you fooling? Keep pursuing. I can see it, I can see it. See it, no drama. I don't